So how do you stay consistent? I don't know. That is very, very subjective to you, but I can tell you what works for me. Stay tuned. So ways to stay consistent. You gotta know what you want. You gotta know why you even started to get, in shape in the gym in the beginning. Because if it's not something that you really, really, really want to do, it's harder to do it. I do it for the actual, it's more mental for me. Like, this is a place to blow off steam. I got a lot of stuff going on. I got a lot of stuff on my shoulders. So I'm like, this is my time. You know what I mean? Like, I tell my wife, this is like, dude, let me get an hour, hour and a half, and then I'm all yours. Like, I can be anywhere, anytime. I'm everybody else's, but give me my time. Because this is the way I de-stress. This is the way I feel good. This is the way I get the daily victory. This is the way I win, right here in this gym. So that, like, you gotta have your purpose of this whole thing lined up. Like, why do you do this in the first place? Is it something shallow, like looks? I want a six-pack. Dude, that's not deep enough. You gotta get to really, really, like, unless you have some scars. Like, I got teased on as a kid, I'm a fat kid, I want a six-pack, I wanna show them, I wanna prove them wrong. Like, something deeper like that. So it can't just be a shallow target. It has to be something attached to some kind of emotion with it. So understand what you're doing it for. And it makes it easier to get in here on a day-to-day basis, right? To me, it feels good. This is like therapy for me. So I got to a point where everybody gets to a point where they start getting hooked, and it's kind of addicting, and they're, all of a sudden they're a gym rat. This is what it is for me. It's more of a therapy now. So know what your target is, and get really, really sold on your target. 2, there's tons of ways you can track stuff now. Like, you can log it, get some streaks going. You ever see the guy in jail? He has a calendar and he's marking off the red X's. Do that. How many days did you work out? Boom, I got a red X. Boom, I got a red X. Oh, damn, I got 5 days in a row. Holy moly, I got 4 days in a row. Or whatever it is, right? You get excited about that. Sometimes you don't know, like, how much work you're putting in until you put it down on paper and it's visual. Dude, that gets you jacked up. That helps you to do it again the next week. Can I top it for the next week? Can I top it, for the next couple of days? So putting it on paper makes a total big difference. 3, get structure. You need structure. Like, know what you're eating, know what you're training, and that takes off half the battle. That's half the battle right there. When you're kind of stumbling and you're kind of, I'm gonna figure it out by myself, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna figure this out. You're already setting yourself up to just fail in a couple months, or maybe a couple weeks, shit, maybe even a couple days. You might get one workout in there. So you need to have the structure. If you don't have that expertise, you need to hire somebody to do that. I help people all the time. I'll leave the link in the bio, I'll leave the link in the description here. Reach out, invest in yourself, but know what you're doing. You need that structure. You need the structure. Otherwise, you're just gonna spin your wheels. Don't spin your wheels. Take all the guesswork out of it, so all you have to do is focus on, let me get my training in. Start with that. Let me get my training in. Because if I know I get my training in, it's easier to eat good, right? You're gonna be like, no, I don't wanna cheat. I trained hard today. I don't wanna waste it. Most of my clients, if they get hard training in, the diet's easy peasy. And this is what we want. Consistency is senior to everything in this, everything that anybody can talk about, related to fitness. Consistency is senior to all of it. Any target that you have will not get hit unless you have consistency. So make sure we get those streaks going. Find something. Music works for me a lot too. Like, I get bored of music all the time. I'm like listening to so many different genres because I'm always like in different moods. I'm looking for different stuff. So sometimes that helps me stay consistent. Oh, I want to listen to that album, right? So I'm gonna put that in there and I'm gonna rock that for an hour, right? So something that works for me. Again, this is all subject to you. How do you keep this engine going? How do you keep the train going? Because we need it to keep going. Wherever your promised land is, you need to keep going to get to that target. So we want to find ways to be consistent with it. Again, this is so important because it's senior to all of it. So find out what works for you. What else works for me? Fun routines, fun training, switching up the training, different training programs. It's fun. If you never use a kettlebell, do a kettlebell flow, do a kettlebell complex. Do some CrossFit type of stuff. I just got into CrossFit type of stuff, doing stuff every minute on the minute, doing 5 rounds back to back for time, stuff like that. Those are different for me. Those keep me, it's fun, challenging yourself, it's fun, pushing yourself, it's fun. So find new workouts. I don't know, like go running, go get some scenery, try outdoor workouts. I do that often. Prior to COVID, I used to hit different gyms. I have gym memberships to like 3 different gyms because I need new scenery, new chit chat, new people. I need to mix it up. I can't just be stuck in the same place. It starts to get, monotonous for me, and it starts to just become almost more like a job. And so you have to switch it up, right? To stay consistent. You got to make the adjustment to stay consistent. So find out what works for you. But those are the top things that work for me. If you don't have any, try those. I gave you some nuggets in here to actually stay consistent, but think about it. Take the time to think about it. No, it's funny because nobody really thinks about this type of stuff because it's so minuscule. It's just fitness, right? It's a target, You set out a target. That's why you're watching this video now. You're looking for fitness stuff. You have a target in your mind already. So commit to it just like you would any target. If you want to clear $6 million this year, you treat that as the same as getting in shape. Those are the same goals to me because they require the same amount of effort. They require all of you. 100% commitment. You need to lean into that. Either goal, both goals. So yeah, find out what works for you. Keep that train rolling. And if you need help, I'm here to help. But get your stuff going.